Welcome, everyone. My name is Mike Yumbleth. I'm going to be your professor for the next 8 weeks for the Leadership in Law Enforcement course. Um, I want to try and keep this as short as possible. In fact, I'll probably be doing a couple additional videos throughout the 8-week term, but my goal is to keep them really short, in under a couple minutes. So let's just address just a couple issues. First, access to me. You have my phone number, you have my email. Our email system is linked right into my smartphone and my iPad. So typically I'm able to get back to you rather quickly. So if you have any questions, concerns, by all means give me a call, or send me an email, and I'm very, very responsive. For those that have taken my class before, and for those that haven't, one of the things that I look at is communication. It's essential over this 8 weeks. I understand we all have very busy lives, and we're balancing family, school, and in some cases full-time work or part-time work. I can sympathize with that. I've been down this path before. My undergraduate degree and my graduate degree were both accelerated programs, 8-week type classroom environments, 4.5 to 5 hours a day, in some cases online environments. So I understand and can sympathize where you're going through. When I went through these programs, I was balancing a full-time job, and in both cases, working the night shift, and working with my wife, raising 3 young kids, and then at times taking 2 to 3 classes a term to get my degree done. I've checked with the students that are currently enrolled, that most of the students are taking 2 classes. So there's going to be a lot of work that you're going to have ahead of you, and keep in mind that these 4-credit course loads are really geared for you to expend 12 to 15 hours per week for that particular course. In some cases, some students will utilize all that time, and other students are pretty good and will accomplish everything that they need to accomplish in a shorter period of time. So kudos to you if you're in that group. As you go through my announcements, I put out a couple announcements a week for the first 4 weeks, and those are really geared towards improving your writing skills, and give you some ideas on how to properly use APA, inciting texts, and also how to do reference pages. So for those that have seen this before, are comfortable with APA, it'll be a nice resource for you. But for those that might struggle with that, it's a great opportunity to use those tools to help you navigate through some of the essays that you'll have do this particular course. Discussion posts. The university has set some minimum standards, but keep in mind that that does not equate to a maximum score. So I've put together a PowerPoint for you that really describes what I'm looking for in your posts. As we have 10 students, there's going to be a lot of opportunity for you to interact. So basically, this is what I'm looking for. Obviously, your discussion posts that are assigned for each week have to be done on Wednesday at midnight. So get those done and do them, and respond to them in a very critical thinking format. So if I'm getting very short responses, I'm going to let you know right off the bat. I'll probably send you an email to let you know that I'm looking for more in-depth information from you as you're doing your posts. So you have your Wednesday posts that you have to respond to. And then what I'm looking for specifically in the students is on Wednesday, Thursday, or Friday, getting your initial responsive posts to your fellow peers. So if you have, and we're looking at 3 responsive posts, you have 10 students in class. So read everything that's there and develop a nice responsive post. What I'm looking for is you to continue to expand on the conversation. The I agree, two-word or one-sentence response, you're not going to get credit for that. So please be responsive to your fellow students' posts. And then what I'm looking at is in the follow-up posts. And I'm specifically looking at Saturdays and Sundays. You can even do it late Friday night if you're a little bit of ahead of the game and you're interacting with students and you're getting students to interact back with you. I really look at Saturday as that day that where you can hop in and add additional posts or comments. They don't have to be as tremendously as detailed as your first two, but they could be. But again, the I agree type of posts, the very short one sentence things really won't be counted. I also am not a big fan, and your score will reflect it. All these late Sunday posts, they just they don't serve the purpose that discussion posts are supposed to be. And it doesn't allow your peers to respond back to you. So please don't get in the habit of doing that. Get all your posts done. Most of the students are already moving on to next week, late Sunday night, or finishing up whatever type of essay that they have. Now, regarding the discussion posts, at the end of your weekly material, sometimes they summarize, and in this particular class, they summarize, some of the discussion posts. This particular class hasn't upgraded those, so you're going to see some discussion posts that are there that aren't listed in the discussion post area, so don't worry about that. Just focus on the area where your discussion posts are, and you'll be successful just addressing those particular questions that are already in the discussion post tab. So keep that in mind as you're going through. I'm going to be, for the first week or two, I'm going to be giving you a lot of different ideas and working with you to get your discussion posts up to where they are, where they should be. Regarding assignments, hey, they're in APA format. What I'm going to be encouraging you to do is use tools to review your essays like Grammarly, or for properly citing sources using Zotero. There's lots of other different types of apps out there that you can use, but I'm really looking for a higher quality of a paper being submitted. So again, it's APA format, and then I really would encourage you to run this through Grammarly, because that's what I'm going to do. And the last thing I don't like is finding spelling errors or grammar errors or that kind of stuff. You should be able to take care of that before you submit your assignment. Now, when you do have assignments, I've taken that into consideration a little bit as far as the discussion posts. Typically, on a week where you don't have an assignment due, you're going to have 3 discussion posts. But depending on the weeks where there are assignments due and the scope of the assignment, you can range from anywhere from 1 discussion post up to, in most 2 when you have assignments that are due. So I take that into to account. So one last thing as far as the introduction, I want to try and keep this as short as I can, is please make sure that you complete the introduction for this class. It's an opportunity for me to get to know you, and an opportunity for your fellow students if you haven't worked with them before. And like I've done many times, is my introduction is saved, so you don't have to reinvent the wheel down the road. So please take care of that introduction to the class in addition to your discussion post for week 1. Well, I look forward to our next 8 weeks. Again, communication is essential. If you're struggling with a timeline because of work or family-related things as far as your assignments are due or your essays are due, let me know. I'm very accommodating. The one area that is really not accommodating, that you can't really struggle with, is the discussion post area. There's no way that I can allow you to post those late because your interaction with your peers is already done for that particular week. So I have flexibility with your essays and your interviews and all your different assignments, but discussion posts, there's no flexibility with that. So do your best, and if you have any questions, feel free to contact me. Look forward to working with you over the next 8 weeks. Thank you.